Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas and I'm checking back in from Melbourne, Australia, and we're here with another awesome YouTube episode. Of course, we're focusing on some cool movies this month, and what better way to keep it all rolling on with another action-packed adventure starring, this is unbelievable, get a load of the stars in this. There's Richard Burton, Roger Moore, and Richard Harris, who all star in the 1978 action classic, The Wild Geese. Now, this one, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out as it's action-packed. The story involves a group of mercenaries who are hired to perform an operation and get a guy who's an important politician out of captivity in Africa, I should say, or not in South Africa specifically, we'll come back to that, but in an African nation, which is a fictional nation called Zimbabwe, I believe, according to my notes here. Anyway, Richard Burton plays the main lead, Mr. Faulkner, and he gets offered a deal that he can't refuse in terms of money, and he recruits a crack team of people to join the force, including, of course, Roger Moore and Richard Harris. Now, there's a few interesting character moments in there in terms of Richard Harris's character. He's trying to go straight and, as in, give up a life of crime and raise his son. And also, of course, Roger Moore is fallen afoul of the local mob bosses and things like that, so he's in a bit of a complicated situation as there's a bounty on his head and all sorts. So this ragtag bunch get together, recruit a team, and gear up for a mission which doesn't go to plan, even though these guys are the best planners in terms of extractions and stuff like that. There's a really cool setup for each of the characters, as they've all got their own backstories that come into play, and also, of course, how that pans out throughout the course of the film. And just when they get the job done, the people that have hired them for the task, I won't ruin anything of it, but basically they sort of write off the team and leave them abandoned in Africa, and they have to fight their way out to freedom and getting back home. Of course, lots of action ensues and huge battles and stuff like that. So if you're a fan of mercenaries in danger, definitely, and getting into all sorts of action-packed scenarios, The Wild Geese is for you. Now, it was made in 1978, and a lot of it was filmed in South Africa, and that caused a bit of controversy at the time, because of course at that stage in history South Africa was a bit dodgy in some of their local politics, and a lot of other countries were I guess giving them the cold shoulder. But yeah, they managed to get the film in the can and get the job done and create a real action-packed movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen this one, definitely be sure to check it out on DVD. The cast, as I said, is phenomenal, with Richard Burton and Roger Moore and Richard Harris. Of course, Richard Burton, you'd know him as just being a real rad sort of party dude, and at the time, as was Richard Harris and Roger Moore. While they were actually filming, it was Roger Moore's 50th birthday, so they had one hell of a party. I tell you what, that would have been a hell of a thing to attend and be in on the action there. Now, the DVD is packed with extras, which, for an older sort of movie, it's fantastic, as they actually do a documentary where they interview all the stars that are still with us or were with us at the time. And of course, it even has an audio commentary with Roger Moore, and you can't get better than that, where he talks about bits of the technical production of the film, but also he mostly shares these crazy anecdotes and stories about him hanging out with Richard Burton and Richard Harris. And if you know anything about those actors and stuff and their history, you'd know it was it would have been one hell of a cool time to be partying with those guys during filming. Now, it was a success, this movie, upon release, but then sort of, as I said, with the South Africa controversy, it fell by the wayside. But it did make its way on DVD, so if you can track one down, yeah, definitely check it out. I do highly recommend it, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars on the Rob Vegas rating scale. So yeah, the Wild Geese, definitely cool. Now, even though the movie's called The Wild Geese, it's not actually, I don't think there are any actual geese or gooses or ganders in the film. The Wild Geese tagline is derived from a 17th century Irish mercenary army who traditionally wore a red beret, which is what the guys in the film wear as part of their team. You know, that's their sort of uniform. Now, there's lots of cool action, as I said. There's a great training sequence where they get the team together and, you know, run everyone through their paces. And also, of course, you know, a really cool story where a lot of the characters develop a lot. One of them, played by an actor called Hardy Kruger, his character probably has the biggest arc, even though he's like one of the supporting players, where he takes the job, you know, because he needs some cash to pay his bar tab at wherever. So he takes the deal and joins the team as well. And yeah, he undergoes this great arc in the film where he changes his perspective on people, and yeah, kind of like reminds you of Sean Bean's character Boromir in Lord of the Rings, as he has one of those real cool moments. But I don't want to spoil the twist. I do recommend you check it out, and you're going to have a heap of fun. They did plan a sequel to this to reunite the original cast. However, unfortunately, Richard Burton passed away a few days before the filming began on the sequel, but they pressed ahead with that and made a sequel called The Wild Geese 2 in 1985, where Edward Fox, another famous British actor, played a character that was a relative of Richard Burton's, like his brother or something like that. And would you believe the plot to the second movie involved them getting another team together and breaking Rudolf Hess out of Spandau prison in Berlin. So I haven't seen that in about 25 years, but just based on that description and from what I remember, that's pretty wild too. So we'll see if we can't track that down one time and give it a Rob Vegas rating as well. But yeah, let's get down to brass tacks and all the facts, and yeah, check out The Wild Geese. You'll have a good time. Let me know if you've seen this and what you think of it in the comments below, and yeah, like and subscribe, and I hope you check out this awesome film if you can. It's probably on every streaming service, or one streaming service, just like everything is these days. So see if you can find it, and yeah, get yourself some popcorn and something cold and fizzy and enjoy the show. If you've watched this review, thanks very much. And yeah, if you liked it, leave a thumbs up. And if you didn't like the review, well, hey, thanks for hanging in there and watching this far. It's all appreciated. Anyway, I'm happy to be able to share this with you as part of movie month and DVD fun. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.